Welcome back. Here is our first story that we're going to do with our tangrams. I hope you have out your plastic pieces of tangrams because we have a story now that we're going to read that's called Grandfather's Tangram Story. Grandfather Tang's Story. And here's a picture of the book. Grandfather Tang's Story. This is also an accelerated reading book. So when you get through playing the story with us, then you can take an AR test. Okay, this is what tangrams look like. And that's the pieces, the small plastic pieces that you have in front of you. There are two large triangles. Here are two small right triangles. There's a medium-sized right triangle. There's a square, and there's a parallelogram. See if you can put yours back together to make a square. A tangram begins with a square, which is cut into 7 pieces, and each piece is called a tan. In creating a picture, all 7 tans must be used, and they must touch but not overlap. And let's begin our story. Grandfather Tang and little Sue were sitting under a peach tree in the backyard. They were amusing each other by making different shapes with their tangram puzzles. "Let's do a story about fox fairies," said little Sue. So Grandfather Tang arranged his 7 tangram pieces into the shape of a fox. Little Sue did the same thing. And little Sue clapped her hands as she made a fox fairy and as grandfather made a fox fairy. Can you make a fox fairy? Now see if you can. Each of the shapes you can clearly see. The 2 small triangles are the green ears. The square becomes the fox's head. There's the parallelogram. That's the tip of the tail. It's just the tip. One of the acute angles touches the medium-sized triangle. And then the body is the 2 large right triangles and the medium right triangle. You can pause the video here if you want more time to do yours. See, you may need to rotate yours. You can move it all around. Keep in mind where the right angle goes. That will help you. So that's where the square goes. The 2 small triangles, the tip of their right angles touch to make the ear. There's where the large triangle goes. Notice the right angle. Here's where the other right triangle goes. Notice the right angle. There's the parallelogram with no right angles, just acute and obtuse angles. And then I need to turn this one just a little bit. And so there is one of the fox fairies. Chow and Wu Ling were fox fairies and they were best friends. They were always trying to outdo each other. One day, this rivalry almost brought their friendship to a tragic end. They were sitting under a favorite willow tree beside a river, talking about their magic powers. Wu Ling said, "I can change myself into a rabbit as quick as a wink." "I bet you can't do that." "I can too," said Chow. "Cannot," said Wu Ling. "Can too, cannot." And then Wu Ling said, "Actions speak louder than words." And Wu Ling, the fox fairy, changed himself into a rabbit. Can you do that? take your fairy tangram pieces and see if you can make Wu Ling the rabbit. Maybe this will help. Notice the two large right triangles are blue and they're the body. Notice the two small right triangles, they're green. They make the rabbit's arms. The square is the head. The parallelogram with no right triangles is one of the ears. And the medium-sized triangle is the second ear. Let me move mine all apart here. Now remember what you can do. I don't want to do that. I want to do, see, you can take your pieces, you can rotate them, or you can slide them, or you can flip them. So I always do the square first, and I always do the parallelogram first. Those seem to be the easiest ones for me. Then the two right triangles will go here. Remember, looking for those right angles are very helpful. They help me to arrange my tans in the correct place. There's the medium-sized triangle, and then here are the two small triangles. I've got to rotate this one until I get it in the perfect position. Then I can move it over. And there is Wu Ling Rabbit. That's not bad, said Chow, the fox fairy, smoothing his whiskers. But watch me, I can do better than you. And before Wu Ling the rabbit could blink, Chow, the fox fairy, changed from a fox into a dog. Can you make a dog? Find the square. Find the parallelogram. Find the two small triangles. Find the two large triangles. Find the medium-sized triangle. Be sure to look for those right angles. So let me move all the pieces apart here and see if I can make a dog. I always do the square and the parallelogram first. They're the easiest ones for me. I guess because they're the only shapes that aren't triangles. Now, I'll do a small triangle. And I think this was the other small triangle. Then I'll do the two medium-sized triangles. Oh, these are the large. Notice there is the right angle. And let me get the other one. There's the right angle. And so that is how Chow became a dog. So we've got Wu Ling the rabbit and we've got Chow the dog. Let's continue with the story. When Chow changed himself into a dog, he not only looked like a dog, but he felt like a dog, and he acted like a dog, and he bared his teeth, and he lashed his tail, and Wu Ling the rabbit shivered and twitched his nose. And Chow the dog growled, "I love rabbits, and I'm gonna get you and gobble you up." And then Chow the dog grew closer and closer and closer, and Wu Ling's eyes grew bigger and bigger and bigger. Wu Ling the rabbit was too frightened to move at first, but then he thought, I'll be safe if I can climb up the willow tree. And then his little puff of a tail grew long and bushy, and his ears shrunk as Wu Ling the rabbit transformed himself into a squirrel. Okay, pull apart your dog and see if you can make a squirrel. Look where the square is. Look where the parallelogram is. Look for the two small right triangles. Look for the two large right triangles. And look for the medium-sized triangle. You might be saying, that doesn't look like a squirrel. Hey, come on, let's pretend. It's fun. Okay, so let me tear mine apart. I have a little bit of an advantage. because I already know exactly where to rotate the squares, where to put the right triangles. Those are important, and those help me as I make my shapes. Okay, you know what I do first? The square and the parallelogram. Then I'm going to do the two small triangles, looking to see where I put their right angles. See, there's the right angles. Now I'll do the two large right triangles. Notice where their right angles are. And then there's the medium-sized triangle. So now we don't have Wu-Ling the fox fairy. We don't have Wu-Ling the rabbit. We have Wu-Ling the squirrel. When Wu-Ling became a squirrel, he sprang into the willow tree and scrambled all the way to the top. Chow, dog, will probably turn himself into a cat so he can climb up the tree after me. Wu-Ling the squirrel said to himself, but he's not going to catch me because I'm a squirrel and I can jump from tree to tree and he won't be able to follow me. Now, of course, Chow the dog did think about changing himself into a cat. But then Chow the dog thought, that's what Wu-Ling the squirrel expects me to do. What can I do for a surprise? Chow the dog thought and thought, I know! I'll swoop down from above. And so Chow the fox, who became a dog, turned himself into a hawk. Can you change the squirrel into a hawk? Where's the square? Where's the parallelogram? Where's the two large right triangles? Where's the two small right triangles? Where's the medium-sized triangle? Remember, you're watching a video, so if I'm going too fast, you can always stop the video and you can pause it and still be able to see the shape. Okay, let me take mine apart. There we go. I'm going to do the square first, and then the parallelogram. And then to complete the head, I'll do the small triangle. Now both of those wings are the two large right triangles. That was very helpful because look where their right angles are. Then we have the medium-sized right triangle, and then we have the other small right triangle. And so there is Chow the hawk. Chow Hawk circled round and round in the sky above the willow tree, searching for Wu-Ling. Wu-Ling peered through the leaves of the tree, looking for Chow, the dog, on the ground, or maybe Chow the cat. But round and round Chow the hawk circled the willow tree until he spied Wu-Ling squirrel. Chow the hawk shrieked as he zoomed down upon Wu-Ling squirrel. Wu-Ling trembled. Chow's beak looked sharp enough to pierce right through him. If I only had a shell house, Wu-Ling the squirrel thought, then Chow the hawk couldn't hurt me. Chow the hawk struck out his fierce claws to seize Wu-Ling the squirrel. But Wu-Ling, the fox, fairy, rabbit, squirrel, dove toward the river below the willow tree. And as Wu-Ling the squirrel dove, he turned his head, and he tucked his head and tucked his tail and tucked his legs, and then he turned green and changed into a turtle. Can you change your hawk into a turtle? Where's the square? Where's the parallelogram? Where's the two large right triangles? Where's the two small right triangles? Where's the medium-sized right triangle? Well, there's the two large right triangles. There's the square and the parallelogram. There's the two small right triangles and the medium-sized right triangle. Let me go after the square first, and then the parallelogram. Ah, there. And then the small right triangle and the medium right triangle. And then the small right triangle. And then the two large right triangles. And there you make Wu-Ling the turtle. Wu-Ling turtle climbed up on a mossy rock in the middle of the river. He thought he was safe because he looked as if he were part of the rock. Chow circled round and round because he's a hawk. And he was searching and searching, and hawks have sharp eyes. And with those sharp eyes, Chow spotted Wu-Ling turtle. And then he swooped down, down, down toward him. But just as Chow the hawk reached Wu-Ling the turtle, Wu-Ling the turtle plunged into the water. And he cried, "Follow me and you'll drown." "Don't worry," cried Wu-Ling the hawk, plunging right behind. Cried Chow the hawk, plunging right behind Wu-Ling the turtle. Chow's hawk body grew longer. It covered with scales. He whipped the water with his long, wicked tail, and he snapped his spike-toothed jaws as he turned into a crocodile. Can you turn your turtle into a crocodile? Where's the square and the parallelogram? Where's the two large right triangles? Where's the two small right triangles? Where's the medium-sized triangle? There's my crocodile. I'm going to take all the pieces apart. Remember what I go after first. The square and the parallelogram. A parallelogram has no right triangles. It only has acute and obtuse. Then my large right triangle goes here. The other large right triangle goes there. Then here are the two small right triangles. And there's the medium-sized right triangle. If I'm going too fast for you, just pause the video. And remember, those right angles will help you. Wu-Ling the turtle circled round and round as he plunged down, down, down to the bottom of the river. Chow the crocodile lashed his tail, his wicked tail, as he plunged after Wu-Ling turtle. Just as they reached the bottom, Chow crocodile clamped Wu-Ling turtle in his spiked-toothed mouth. "Now I've got you!" he bellowed through his clenched teeth. Wu-Ling the turtle said, "No, you haven't." And Wu-Ling the turtle grew smaller and smaller and changed from green to gold as he transformed himself into a goldfish. Can you turn your crocodile into a goldfish? Where's the square? Where's the parallelogram? Where's the large triangles? Where's the medium-sized triangle? Where's the small triangle? Okay, see if you can make your goldfish. You might be thinking, that doesn't look like a goldfish. But let's pretend. Let's have fun. Okay, here is where the square goes. And then I'm going to do the small triangle down here for the tail. Then the bottom part of the fish is the parallelogram and the other small triangle. And then here's the medium-sized triangle. And then we've got 2 large triangles. And there we've made our Wu Ling the goldfish. So Wu Ling goldfish swam out of Chow's mouth between his spiked teeth. Then he hid in a patch of cattails. Chow churned the water with his lashing crocodile tail as he charged into the path after Wu Ling, with his head swinging back and forth and his eyes darting here and there. Chow crocodile searched for Wu Ling goldfish. Wu Ling the goldfish knew that Chow crocodile would not give up until he found him. Wu Ling goldfish said, "I've got to get out of here. I must fly from here." So Wu Ling the goldfish started to honk as he transformed himself into a goose. Can you change your goldfish into a goose? Where's the square in the parallelogram? Where's the 2 small triangles? Where are the 2 large triangles? Where's the medium-sized triangle? Now, come on, that looks like a goose, doesn't it? The medium-sized triangle goes as part of the head. The square becomes part of the neck, and the parallelogram becomes part of the neck. The body of the goose is the 2 large right triangles. And then the 2 small right triangles are the goose's foot. Chow crocodile charged after Wu Ling the goose, but Wu Ling goose spread his wings and took to the air. Chow crocodile watched him fly to a small island where a flock of geese were feeding. By now, Chow the crocodile was not only very angry, he was also very hungry. And he splashed through the water toward the island, thinking that any old goose would make him a good dinner. And then Chow crocodile reached the island. Honk, 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 honked Wu Ling goose, and he took off to the air. And a circle of honks swelled the air as the flock of geese spread their wings to follow Wu Ling goose. While Chow watched, the honking grew fainter, and the flock grew smaller, and he felt his anger slowly drain away. "Why, oh why, did we ever play that stupid game?" said Chow crocodile. "I'll never see Wu Ling goose again." Chow crocodile closed his eyes and sank toward the river's bottom. And just as he touched the bottom of the river, Chow crocodile had an idea, and up he popped and swam to the top and became a goose himself. Moments later, Chow the goose was flying after Wu Ling the goose and the other geese. Chow could hardly see them or hear them at first, but he did not let this discourage him. Calling upon every last bit of strength, Chow the goose forged ahead. Each flap of his wings brought him closer to Wu Ling the goose. The wedge of geese slowly grew bigger. The honking grew louder. At last, Chow found himself flying beside Wu Ling. "Wu Ling, I'm tired of our silly game. Turn around, come back with me to our willow tree." Before Wu Ling the goose could answer, something stuck or stung or pierced Chow's right wing, and he sank toward the ground. A hunter had shot Chow the goose. Okay, can you make your goose into a hunter? Where's the large triangle? Where's the small triangle? Where's the medium-sized triangle? Where's the parallelogram? Where's the square? Notice that the square is the head. And then these are the two large triangles. There's the right angle and there's the right angle. Here's the two small triangles. They're the feet. There's the right angle and there's the right angle. And then the medium-sized triangle is one of the knees. There's the right angle. And the parallelogram is the other knee. The hunter had shot Chow the goose. Wu Ling flew down beside Chow, placed his left wing under Chow's smashed right wing, and he acted like he was a parachute, and together they slowly fluttered down to the edge of the forest. And then the hunter ran toward them. "Fly away, Chow the goose, who was injured," urged Wu Ling the goose. "Save yourself, fly away, fly away." Wu Ling the goose said, "No, I won't desert you." And with a mighty roar, Wu Ling the goose changed into a lion. I gave that one away because I went ahead too much. But it's still pretty exciting to me. There is the lion. Where's the square? Where's the parallelogram? Where's the two large triangles? Where's the two small triangles? Where's the medium-sized triangle? The hunter raised his bow. Wu Ling, the lion, sprang toward the hunter and knocked the bow from his hand. The hunter fled into the woods, leaving the bow behind on the ground. And then Wu Ling and Chow both changed back into their fox shapes. And Wu Ling helped Chow to his den, where he took care of him until he was mended. End of the Fox Fairy story. Little Sue said, "Grandfather, did they ever play that game again?" Grandfather said many times, but they were very, very careful. "That was a good story," said Little Sue. "Let's do another one." So Grandfather arranged his tangram pieces. "Is this story going to be about a man?" said Little Sue. Grandfather said, "Yes. This story is about a man. He's old and he's tired. He wants to sit under a tree and rest a while." "Is that man Grandfather like you?" asked Little Sue. "Yes," said Grandfather, "just like me." So Little Sue arranged her tangram pieces beside her grandfather's. "Is that a little girl?" asked Grandfather. "Yes," said Little Sue, "just like me. She's going to sit and rest beside the man." "That will make him very happy," said Grandfather Tang. "Could we be underneath the tree in the shade?" Little Sue said, "That would be very nice." "So let's sit together. Let's rest together until Mother calls us home for supper. That will make me very happy," said Grandfather. The end. I have 2 other stories that will be on other videos. I hope you enjoy making your tangram shapes as you listen to Grandfather Tang's story. Don't forget, there's 2 more stories yet to come. Thank you for listening.